back to Power Gymnasium for tonight's second to last home game of the season between the Speedway Sparkplugs and the Lapel Bulldogs. Tonight I'm fortunate enough to be joined by ex-Speedway High School football coach Eddie Pelly, and probably the first time and probably have gotten a chance to congratulate you, Coach Pelly, last year elected to the Indiana Football Hall of Fame.
Thank you very much, Ron. That's quite an honor. Quite an honor.
Quite an honor, and what a heck of a career.
Appreciate that. Thank you. That's great people around me. That helped a lot.
Yeah. Just kind of thinking about relating football to basketball. Basketball team probably not getting as many wins as what they like to this year, but Coach Bennett talked before the game about how much fun they are to coach. When you coach, give us a little bit of insight on the type of personality a team may have and leading into tournament play, and what are some of the things that you would do?
Well, I think you probably, you know this better than I do, but in football, you probably take the first half of the season, you try to figure things out. Who you have, where they fit, at least we always did, what we can do, what we can't do, what we struggle with, what we're good at, what people are going to do to us. And I think Chuck probably is not adding a bunch of stuff. He's probably paring down the things they can do, and that's the way we looked at it. I think conception is you put all these new formations or plays in, and every week, and I think that backfires a lot of times. We always used to practice less late in the year than we did early in the year. We'd try to get out in an hour and a half and get it done. We always felt like that kept our kids fresh, especially in basketball, playing tonight, playing tomorrow night. I just think that mental aspect has a lot to do getting to tournament time. Now, the tournament time, I'm sure in basketball, as it was in football, it's a new ball game, but it's kind of refreshing for coaches and players. It's a new season, and my guess is Charlie is not adding a bunch of things. My guess is he's concentrating on the things they do well and trying to shorten things up and sharpen things up.
You're exactly right. And this team does play hard. They're fun to watch. We've struggled shooting the basketball a little bit this year, but there's never been lack of effort.
Well, I think tonight I'm just looking, Lapel's size-wise, we probably don't match up real great against them. They've got 6'4", 6'6", and a 6'3" guard that I think is one of their leading scorers. It'll be a test for our kids tonight, but I'm sure they'll play hard, and we'll see what happens.
Speaking of the Lapel Bulldogs, I'll give you their starting lineups. First of all, 18-2, ranked number 1 in the state in 2A, coached by Jimmy Howe, who is the 7th leading coach in the state of Indiana in terms of wins. Jimmy has a total of 557 wins over a 35-year career.
Known Jimmy for a long time. Great guy, great basketball coach, class act. I think he's been 2 or 3 different places and been successful wherever he's been.
He knows what he's doing. Starting for the Bulldogs, 3 guards: Cameron Harrington, 6'3" senior, number 10, averaging around 15. John Ross Richardson, also averaging around 15 points a game, a 6'6" junior. Number 14, a guard, Brady Smith, 6'3" senior. You talked about the height of the Bulldogs. Smith averaging around 6.5 a game. Number 34, underneath, Preston Scott, 6'2" sophomore. Number 42, averaging around 9 a game. And rounding out the lineup, starting lineup, Tristan Carpenter, a 6'4", senior, averaging 10.5. So a very balanced, well-rounded, very balanced team. For the Plugs, there will be a change in the lineup tonight. I don't think Cameron Del Bravo is dressed, so we'll have to find out here in just a second. But that front court will be Deshaun Hampton and Shannon Hall, their leading scorers. Deshaun's averaging almost a double-double. Andrew Fritz will be 1 guard. Chris Valentine will be the other guard, and we're going to find out in just a minute, Coach, who the other guard's going to be. Of course, the Sparkplugs are coached by Chuck Bennett.
Between the visiting Bulldogs of Lapel and your Speedway Sparkplugs. The restrooms are located on the 2nd level of the gym behind the American flag, and also on the 1st level of the school in the hallway opposite the PE benches. The concession stand is open, located on the 2nd level at the south end of the gym, opposite the American flag. In the spirit of sportsmanship and education-based athletics, we ask for all attending tonight's contest to act responsibly and courteously to those around them. Negative language and inappropriate behavior will not be tolerated. Please give the players, officials, and coaches the respect they deserve. Thank you for being a good sport. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the starting lineup. First for the visiting Bulldogs. Starting on one guard, number 10, Cameron Harrington. On guard, number 13, John Ross Richardson. At forward, number 34, Brady Smith. At forward, number 42, Preston Scott. And at the other forward, number 54, Tristan Carpenter. The Bulldogs are coached by Jimmy Howell. And now let's move the starting lineup for your two-way Sparkplugs. Starting on one guard, number 22, Andrew Pitts. At guard, number 24, Stephen Hall. At guard, number 32, Chris Valentine. At forward, number 4, Sean Hampton. And at the other forward, number 3, Jacob Jones. The Bulldogs are coached by Charles Bennett, Dan Rosario, and Jim Riley. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise as we honor our nation with the playing of the national anthem performed tonight by the Speedway High School band.
We've got a good crowd tonight. Honored the seniors, cheerleaders, the band. I know the volleyball team is going to get acknowledged here later. And good night. Good night for high school basketball. Yeah.
I've always said many, many times, for $5, high school sports,
Pretty good.
you
Pretty
cannot get a better value anywhere. You get kids that aren't getting paid, they love to play.
Yeah,
And,
neat to see them.
Fun to watch. As you heard PA announcer Donnie Watson mention, the fifth starter for the Sparkplugs tonight will be Jacob Jones, 6'3" junior, number 30. Tip is controlled by the Plugs. This Valentine will start out. Looks like the Pels in man-to-man defense to start the game. Plugs being very deliberate on offense. Averaging around 51 points a game. Double dribble called on Andrew. I think the pass to him got away from him a little bit.
I think so,
Had
yeah.
to catch the dribble. And Lapel coaching staff is very complimentary of their team before the game, saying it's been a fun team to coach. Thought that the sum of the parts, the sum was more than individual parts, was really complimentary.
I'm anxious to see him play today. It looks like Speedway's trying to slow things down a little bit. Hopefully they get a decent shot here.
Ken Hall missed a shot in the lane, got called, I believe, for a foul
that's a
inside.
rebounding foul on Shannon.
Shannon's had the habit this year once in a while of getting into foul trouble. He plays very, very hard. And
he does.
Hard to take out away from him. Speedway also in their standard man-to-man defense. Number 54 rejected by Shannon Hall. Chris Valentine on the three-pointer, no good. I believe the Plugs probably would prefer a game in the 50s or maybe even the 40s. Rebound by number 14, John Ross Richardson, no good. Speedway on the attack. Andrew Fritz, three-pointer, top of the three is good. 5.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Speedway takes a 3-0 lead. Pass is deflected off of Valentine, will stay on Lapel. Coach Bennett described Lapel as a old school team. Nothing fancy. Worked hard, teamwork, bounce passes, fundamentally sound. Good help by Chris Valentine. And the Bulldogs can't find the bucket. And a travel. 0 for 7 from the field, a lot of those within 2 or 3 feet. Coach mentioned that he thought Lapel would be switching on all screens, which when you have a team of like-sized players, it's a little bit easier to do.
Well, hopefully the Plugs can frustrate Lapel a little bit. They probably get up and get after it pretty good, I would think, and hopefully we can be deliberate as we have.
I think you're exactly right. I think being deliberate on offense is one way to frustrate them. I don't think they're real athletic. I think they play solid defense, but I don't think they're going to force a lot of turnovers. Sean Hampton inside, no good. And I believe that Sean's going to get called for an over the back. Speedway's second foul. Two guys we can not afford to get in foul trouble.
No, those are our two inside players. I noticed all the damage that this Tristan Carpenter has done in the last few games on the scouting report. Inside the paint, 15, 18 points.
Solid player. Shot was missed by number 42, Preston Scott, brought down by the Plugs. 3.5 minutes to go in the first quarter, and we got a 3-0 game on Andrew Fritz's three-pointer from the top of the key. Speedway once again being very deliberate on offense, as Sean Hampton on top of the key is a miss. traveling call on number 54, Tristan Carpenter. In for the game for Lapel, number 30, Austin Lyons. Austin's a 6'2" sophomore, averaging around 7 points a game. Andrew Fritz on a baseline jumper. Andrew scoring all 5 of the Speedway points so far. Foul on the Sparkplugs. Foul on Shannon Hall, his second foul. Lorenzo Smith, 5'11" junior, number 5, in for Shannon. Another miss by the Bulldogs and a traveling call. Bulldogs 0 for 10 from the field. Nice drive by Deshaun Hampton. It's a 7-0 Speedway lead here. 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Shot is blocked by Hampton. Smith on the attack, slowing it down. Offensive foul will be called on number 32, Chris Valentine. Four team fouls on Speedway. Ball's knocked out of bounds by Jacob Jones. Lapel will retain possession. Very patient. Offense run by Lapel. Nice high-low, blocked once again by Hampton, brought down by Jacob Jones. With about 1:20 to go in the first quarter, Speedway 7, Lapel nothing. We're going to have a foul on Lapel's number 30, I believe. Foul on Austin Lyons, his first. Jacob Jones on the drive, but he was fouled. That foul was on Carpenter, his first, team second. I believe Lorenzo Smith is going to get called for that foul. 5 team fouls already on the Speedway Sparkplugs. Number 14, Richardson on the shot, blocked by Jacob Jones. 55 seconds to go in the first quarter. Lapel will be inbounding on the baseline. Baseline shot by number 14, Richardson. And the Bulldogs finally break into the scoring column. .30 seconds to go in a quarter. Chris Valentine, a jumper from the top of the key, no good. Rebound, Hampton. Blocked by the Bulldogs, but goes out of bounds. Speedway with 21 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Chris Valentine inbounding the ball. Lorenzo Smith on the miss and follows that up with a foul, his second on Lorenzo. Shannon Hall already on the bench, sitting with 2 fouls. And that's the end of the first quarter play. Speedway 7, Lapel 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you could please direct your attention to midcourt. For the past 24 years, the Speedway Alumni Group has sponsored the golf outing with the proceeds going to the athletic department to help offset some of their costs. Joining Speedway Athletic Director Brian Avery tonight is a member of the Speedway Alumni Golf Outing Committee, Denny Kelly. This year's outing raised over $19,000 to assist in providing our student athletes the opportunity to participate in education-based high school athletics. On behalf of the entire athletic department, thank you to these committee members, their fellow members, and all who participate in the outing by playing or through their donations. The 2015 outing was a huge success. Let's hope the 25th annual outing to be held this fall will be even bigger. Thank you again for your willingness to assist Sparkplug student athletes and coaches.
As you just heard, PA announcer Donnie Watson commenting on the Speedway Alumni Golf Outing, raised $19,000 this year. We'll talk to Coach Pelly when he gets back up to the microphone here about that. Number 24, Will Jones into the game, throws the ball away. Speedway will attack on offense. Number 24, Shannon Hall back into the game.
Fouls on the Bulldogs, number 10, Cameron Harrington, his first, team's third.
Cameron Harrington committed that foul. That's Lapel's third team foul. Speedway still holds a 7-2 surprising low-scoring game in the second quarter against the number 1 ranked team in the state. Shannon Hall on a miss. Rebound came off to Carpenter. Number 14, Richardson's score has all 4 of Lapel's points. Turnover for the Plugs. Three-pointer missed. Number 54 on a nice ball fake. Tristan Carpenter. His first 2 points of the game.
Yeah, I think you got to credit Lapel. They're not shooting well. They play a little defense, and that turns into points sometimes. They've missed several bunnies in the lane, obviously, but
you know,
kids are playing hard.
Good teams can win basketball games in a variety of ways. If they're not shooting well, they can get fouled and get to the line. If they're not shooting well, they can play good defense. They can press. And this Lapel team looks like a team that when one part of their game is off, they've got other parts that they go to, as you just mentioned. Yeah. And can make up for that. And that's rare. To be able to win a game by running or by slowing a game down, that's very rare at any level of basketball. And apparently they've been able to do that this year. Coach, we were just down on the floor accepting the check for the Speedway and Golf alumni outing. What a fantastic fundraiser for the athletic department.
That's really been good for us. We started that in, I don't know, 1990, maybe 92.
24th year.
Yeah, about my second year maybe, and it's been really good. We have a lot of good friends that come back and play and give the athletic department. That's just a true. That's a credit to the community of Speedway.
Diane Carter does a tremendous amount of work.
Yes, she does.
For this outing. Raised a lot of money for Speedway athletics.
There are a lot of. Carl Allen does a great job.
Yes.
Randy Phipps does a great job. There have been a lot. There's been quite an array of people that have been on that committee that have helped, but it's just been really good.
And we've been fortunate enough to play at the Brickyard
Makes
Golf Course. They've treated us very well, helping out as well. So it's a great. It's not about golf that day. It's about a lot of fun.
It's about fun.
Meeting old people and old friends. Once again, a very low-scoring game. 7-6 with 6 minutes to go in the half. I think one of the keys of Speedway, we got kind of control of the game here, is going to be to not allow Lapel to have big runs on offense. Traveling against the Sparkplugs.
Substitution for Lapel, number 42, Preston Scott.
A lot of people in the stands tonight at halftime, as you mentioned earlier. The varsity volleyball team state runner-up this year is going to receive their rings, and they're going to unveil the banner at the end of the gym. Nice shot by Shannon Hall.
Very good.
Shannon's got 2 fouls, needs to be a little bit careful. Nice rebound. Shannon's first bucket of the night. Once again, Lapel very deliberate on offense. Missed, but we got a foul inside, I believe, on number 14, Richardson. Coach, 5 minutes ago before halftime, we got a game.
Yep.
Austin Lyons back into the game for the Bulldogs, and for Speedway number 5,
Lorenzo Smith back in for the Plugs. Again, a little bit short on the bench tonight. Camden Del Carabo not dressed. Speedway have been very patient on offense, I think, which is a big key.
Preston Scott re-enters the game for Lapel.
Once again, Lapel 18-2, only losses on the year to Pendleton Heights by 2 points.
Right.
Overtime to 4A Guerin Catholic by 6 points. They've defeated
Quite a year.
They've defeated Newcastle by 10. They've defeated Anderson twice. Nice pass. Missed by number 14, Richardson. Brought down by Shannon Hall.
He's had a couple block shots tonight. A couple good defensive efforts. Some unsung
Absolutely.
points.
No foul, Shannon. Coach Bennett, I believe, has Jacob Jones sitting
to come in for Shannon.
Ready to come in for Shannon. I'm going to guess that's who he's coming in for, and he looks like maybe just a second late. Richardson's free throw is good. That's unfortunate. 3 fouls.
Yeah, because early in the game we really contained them inside,
Yes.
and that's where their two big guys were able to score. I mean, at least initially in the game, and they've not shot well, so I look for them to go right back inside.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Whoa, a little bit slow on the pass. Valentine in the lane to miss. Bell pushing it, turning it over.
We ask fans to remain in their seats at halftime, and we will have a very special presentation for our 2015 state runner-up volleyball team.
Bell still in their man-to-man defense. Turnover by the Plugs.
Yeah, we've had 5 or 6.
Yes, we have.
Unfortunate turnovers.
As I said earlier, the Pell's not the most athletic team. We need to take care of the basketball a little bit better. I think a bump foul on Chris Valentine.
Fouls on Speedway number 32, Chris Valentine, his second. Team's 8. At the line, number 10, Cameron Harrington.
Coach, while we're waiting here, your most memorable Speedway coaching football game, and maybe if you can't narrow it down to one, but give us a couple.
Wow, there have been several. Some of our regional wins were good. We won 2 or 3 games in the Banker's Life or the Hoosier Dome. That were great, but they're all good. When you're a coach, they're all good. They're all good wins.
You know, I remember the first game I ever coached, 7th grade basketball. We won. After the game, I made a comment to the head coach that, well, we won, but we didn't deserve it. He goes, don't ever say that.
Yeah,
A win is a win. You never give them back.
It'll be interesting to see how we respond now. We're down by 1. We're still very much in this game.
Trey Potter into the game right now. Jacob Jones.
I think Lorenzo Smith did a lot to set that up.
Yes.
He adds a little quickness and a little spark, I think.
Yes, he does. Number 14. Richardson's 8th point on the night. He's got 8 of the 12 Lapel points.
Foul number 24, Will Jones, his first, team's 6th.
Timeout Speedway, Coach. I really like that timeout.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, we're right in the game. We have 2 minutes to go.
Exactly. Coach, you've been here so long. A lot of our fans probably don't realize you coached in another school before you came to Speedway.
Yeah, I was at Mooresville for 14 years as a football coach. 1970 to 89, 76 to 89. A lot of good friends down there as well. I've been very fortunate.
If I remember correctly, I may be wrong, your last team at Mooresville was a semi-state
Yes.
runner-up. Yep. Had a really good player by the name of Kokenauer, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
A good basketball player.
Very good athlete.
Actually, I believe he played basketball at Evansville.
He did. He did.
Minute 55 to go here. Speedway down by 1. They're in the game. An important 2 minutes here. We don't have to be in a hurry. Lapel switched to a zone defense.
Does that surprise you?
Not really, and I'll tell you why. We're not the best shooters in the world. But at the same time, I don't know traditionally what they do. I think most of the time they play man-to-man. So
I think Jacob Jones has done a nice job tonight too.
He has.
He is full of energy, and I know as a coach you like that. That rubs off on other kids.
Jacob's big challenge is always to play within himself, and tonight, as you mentioned, he is doing that. First free throw is good. Jacob's third point of the game. Yeah, you asked me if I was surprised. We struggle sometimes shooting the basketball, so it wouldn't surprise me if a team does.
Right. Well, that would cover up Deshaun inside a little bit. You mentioned it earlier. Great outlet pass.
Yes. Great play.
When you're not shooting the ball well, where do you go from there?
Yep.
And Lapel's right there right now.
And give our team some credit as well.
Absolutely.
We're playing defensively. We're playing well.
They're contesting just about everything.
Yeah. Got a blocking foul inside.
Fouls on Speedway's Andrew Fritz, his first team tonight. The line, shooting bonus number 10, Cameron Harrington.
Harrington in the line has 2 points on the night. Both free throws. Misses it. I would not be surprised if the Plugs held it for one here, although Lapel goes back to a man-to-man, which would make it a little bit more difficult. 25 seconds to go till half. Both teams turning it over. This by number 3, Potter. And that's the end of the first half of play. Speedway 14, Lapel, number 1 ranked team in the state in 2A, 12. We'll be back in a little bit with the halftime
great half for
the
the Sparkplugs.
Yes, it was. Right now, we're going to let Donnie Watson, the PA announcer, take over as Speedway honors the 2016 volleyball program state runners-up.